Well, kind of just wanted to check in and see what we're up to, I guess. Wanted to give you an introduction to my pickup. So, this is my truck. It's a 2016 GMC Canyon SLT with the Duramax motor. Pretty happy about that. So, the truck itself is in great condition. From what I was told, bought it from dealership, local. The truck was owned by a guy that lived an hour away from where I live. The only owner of the truck, he bought it brand new in 2016, so that's pretty cool. Got a solid history behind it. Good maintenance history, everything like that. And then I bought the truck, and if you listened from before when I briefly mentioned this truck, the transmission went out 4 days after I purchased it. So that's a bummer. It sucks that happened, but it's also kind of a good thing because since that happened, I have a brand new transmission in this truck. So for doing overlanding, for driving this truck as many miles and as far as I want to, that's perfect, right? So I'm really excited about that. And I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a walk around with the truck, what's going on with it, and kind of a little bit of this is our starting point, right? This is where the truck is coming from, and eventually it'll be pretty cool. Right now, it's a cool truck, I like it. But I'm in the process of doing a transmission break-in period, so I'm trying to get like 1,000 miles or something on it before I tow anything with it. Like the coffee trailer. So I'm just doing a little bit of, give it a quick hose off here a minute. And yeah, I guess I'll show you around it. We'll see, this is kind of a reference video to look back on and, oh, look how far it's come. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll kind of give you a walk around here a minute.
Here it is. So, it's a little dirty. Just quick, went and rinsed it off. Motor itself here, it's just nice, clean. I mean, there's nothing really to, write home about. It's an engine bay. Nothing too crazy in here, but nice and clean. It's a dealership. That's my brand new battery I had to get because when I went to pick it up from the auto store, the mechanic shop, the battery had died because it was sitting for so long. It sat for a month. So, I mean, that's a fair bit of time, but engine bay's very clean. Very happy with that. Chrome. It's got the chrome caps, the chrome handles. It's got these terrible side steps. Those are no fun. Those are going away, and hopefully the valence as well on the front. Underneath down here, this valence all along here, that's all going to come off, give a little bit better approach angle, a little bit more aggressive look to the front of the truck, hopefully. And then inside here, it's a little messy at the moment, but I mean, it's immaculate. Inside, the only significant thing is this little tear in the driver's seat, but what can you expect? It's got little digital screen over there and Apple CarPlay, everything you really need. It's got the Bose sound system in it. Very happy with that. On the fly 4-wheel drive, very good condition. The back seat is, again, nothing to write home about. I'd really like to be able to kind of make something underneath here. If I can get this open a minute. Really like to make something underneath here to kind of house some cool stuff. I mean, I've got my paperwork and a little bag in here. I'm trying to create a little like everyday carry bag of stuff. I don't have much in there right now. I don't even have band-aids in there, but knife and a bunch of lanyards or whatever clip deals. So I mean, that's a good start, right? I got my front license plate up there because I think the front license plate is hideous on this truck, but not a lot of space down here. I mean, that's my hand, and it's not very deep either. It's maybe one hand deep, and then it's shallow on the backside here. So there's, I mean, that's only a couple inches deep back there. So there's not a whole lot of room to work with on the backside. And then behind these seats, you'd think there'd be quite a bit more room than there is. These fold down like that. Just kind of fold down and then lay down. Then you got a little room back here, but it's, you know, it's not really enough to meaningfully do something with. You know, I mean, there's a little bit, but not enough to really make good use out of. I think if you were going to really make use out of something, you would have to probably take the seats out, you know, completely take out the back seat, leave maybe that rear passenger, and then you'd probably be all right. But besides that, you really don't have enough room to do much. So that's the interior, you know, nothing to write home about. It does have Indepth and all that stuff installed on it, so that kind of sucks, but that might be something that'll go away or fall off on a speed bump, not sure yet. And yeah, it's got the long bed, so it's the extended cab, and then it's got the long bed on it as well. So I'm very happy about this because I'm you know, well, I guess I'm not a super tall guy, but I'm 6 foot. I lie sometimes and say I'm 6'1". But then I can lay down in it fully and have space to stretch out, and I'm not, head isn't on the top of the bed and feet aren't on the tailgate. So that's pretty cool. And it's just the right size. I mean, if I'm gonna go with the girlfriend and the dog, I'll probably end up doing a camper on top of it, and kind of building that out. I've got a couple friends that are into that whole side of staying out and have more experience than I do with it. So I'll kind of look into probably a canopy. Is probably my first big purchase that'll be happening with this truck before anything else, so that it's usable. So that's cool. And then more chrome on the back, which is, you know, just what you want. And then it's got this tonneau cover on it, which is beat up. I mean, it's seen better days for sure. And then got a little bit of stuff hauling around things and whatnot, but a decent amount of space in the bed. There's not a ton, but you know, you could lay out and be all right back there. And then SLT, so that's kind of cool. These taillights are hideous, and they've got condensation in them, so those have got to go. And all the wheels have that kind of eaten up aluminum deal going on. This one's got it there by the valve stem, so that's not cool. Got this huge exhaust hanging out the bottom, which is crazy, and you know, that's a kind of a nuts thing to see on this tiny little truck. It's got a 3-inch exhaust. It's a 2016, but this is a grandpa truck, I'll tell you that. And then in here, it's you know, just very, very clean. There's nothing really broken or damaged on the whole truck. Backpack full of stuff. Oh, got my sandwich, saving that for later. And yeah, the seats are just super clean. There's nothing beat up or torn besides on the driver's seat. Even the headliner is in really, really good shape. Doesn't smell like it's ever been smoked in. That's awesome. For interior storage, I've got just the glove box here, and then these cup holders, you can't fit anything in them. I mean, they're so small. I've got my little water bottle here, Element water bottle, and it doesn't fit. You know, it's so small. You can fit, I've heard you can fit a Red Bull, an 8-ounce Red Bull can, and that's it. So that's kind of a bummer on the sides, but we can work with that. You know, I don't need that particularly. And yeah, that's just kind of a walk around of the whole truck. this is what it's looking like as of right now. I'm kind of excited for it. You know, it's going to be a fun little project. I say little project. This is probably the biggest undertaking that I've had. So it's kind of cool. Okay, so that's the whole deal. You know, that's the truck. This is it, and it's absolute beginning stages. The only thing that I've done is taken off a front little license plate holder. This deal, this thing was hideous on the truck. It had to go. So that got taken off. And besides that, the truck's completely stock. So I'm really excited to see where this thing goes, and I think this will be fun to look back on in a few years, you know, and hopefully it's built up a little bit, and wheels and tires and canopy and you know, all the fun stuff is on the truck, and it's ready to go as a weekend camper, and maybe even longer than that. We'll kind of see where everything leads to. But this is it in its simplest form that it'll ever be in, at least under my ownership. So yeah, I'm excited to take you guys along with me, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a slow process, obviously. I don't make a whole lot of money, so anything I'm going to be saving as much as I can, and then any excess is going to go to this, and I'll try and make as much excess as I can, but only so much you can do. So it'll be a slow process, but I'm excited to kind of be able to look back on these things when I'm further into the space. I don't know, whatever it is. So check it out. Also, this is kind of cool. This is an old seat out of my truck, my semi that I drive. I took it out. Horribly uncomfortable. I mean, just ungodly how terrible this seat is. I could not tell you how much pain this seat has caused me. I was getting chiropractor appointments, I mean, like literally once a month, because the seat was messing me up so bad. You can see when I sit like this, it looks like I'm sitting straight, but the pad underneath my butt has given way, so I actually am sitting a little bit off center with my hips to where my upper body is. So my hip is kind of twisted like that the entire time, and then you're going over bumps like this the whole day, and your back's moving. It's not very fun. You couldn't ride with air in the seat, because it got air suspension in the seat, but if you had any in it, it would go down a little bit, and it'd throw you into the ceiling of the truck. So you'd go down a little bit, you'd have a little bit of give to the seat, and then your head's in the ceiling. So that sucked. Yeah, so welcome to the truck. Yep.